Melissa, I guess I have to start with you. This movie I thought was hilarious. It was completely outrageous. Where do you get an idea for something like this?
My husband and I have always been really fascinated with the idea of celebrity in a small town. And when I started having just a little bit of success as an actor, we'd go back to my small town in New Jersey, and we'd go to the local mall, and I would get free food in the food court, like a free Wetzel's pretzel or a garlic knotted sparrows, and I'd be so excited. And then my show would be canceled, and I'd come back, and I got nothing from anyone in the food court, and I'd be so upset. So we started talking about how, you know, our society just puts celebrities on a pedestal and chews them up and spits them out. And then in addition to that, I'm very short, and my husband pointed that out and said, well, you could play a gymnast. So we combined those together.
Thomas, you had a really tricky job throughout this film because you have to act while doing these, facial tics and that kind of thing. Talk to me about how you approach this character.
Well, I actually found little quirks like that, like the facial tic and the accent and this like endless adoration of hope, to be helpful. Gary was mentioning earlier that specificity helps, and I think that's a really great point, and that made me think about how just all that kind of stuff, at least for me and probably for others, like it helps you make the character, so then you can say all the crazy things, but you've always got this whatever to go back to. I don't want to call it shtick, but it's like part of the character, you know. I mean, it's a running gag throughout, and he eventually kind of likes being called twitchy. So.
And we've all dealt with heartbreak in our lives, I'm sure. Did you draw on any personal experience for, when Melissa's character sort of betrays you?
No, I've only broken up with girls. Never really had any trouble getting girls, and really it's just been a revolving door of me leaving a trail of bloody hearts behind me.
Yeah, there's just a lot I wake of your destruction.
He's a heartbreaker.
Yeah.
I feel like this movie is so quotable. And I went on Twitter and I was like, guys, there are kids in the room. Any movie with the phrase clit jizz in it is my kind of movie. Where do you come up with these kind of ridiculous phrases? Is that something you and Winston, do you guys talk to each other a lot like that?
We really have a pretty PG house, except when we're writing. Our writer's room is our couch. And we kind of, when we're writing across from each other, we see how far we can push it. And once in a while, like we'll drop it into normal conversation, like when my parents are around, just to freak them out. But for the most part, we're not as effed up as Hope.
That's actually going to be on the T-shirt, I think, for the movie. Yeah.
That's going to be the name of my biography, Melissa Rauch, A Life in Klitches.
Now tell us about the sex scene, because that is what people are going to be talking about coming away from this movie. It was one of the craziest sex scenes I've ever seen on film. Sort of take us through it.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
that was actually done in one take. That's a little known, but it was a
Haley, I've seen some crazy stuff. I'm sorry.
I don't know what exists that's more than that.
She's
I
like
was like,
backing
oh my
away
God,
from
should
me.
I be allowed in this theater right now?
She was sitting next to me and she kept going, oh my God. Oh my God. We actually have a longer version of that scene.
Yes.
In the initial cut, it was longer.
I'm gonna buy that
That
DVD.
will probably be on the DVD.
Absolutely.
But I mean, was there a double involved? I mean, there were some pretty acrobatic stunts in there.
Yeah, I've been training for that my whole life. It's basically why we decided to do the movie. And I always say, you write what you know, and that's what I was doing. But we had body doubles, and we had the gymnastics coordinator that Haley was talking about, Christina Baskey, was amazing, and she choreographed essentially a ballet dance au sex for us, and we had a Cirque du Soleil performer as my body double, and then an elite gymnast as Sebastian's body double, and we were stepping in and out, Sebastian more so than myself. And the room that we actually got to perform the dance sex in was, we needed, in the script, we have it scripted as the most insane, over-the-top crazy gymnastic sex ever seen, with like 20 exclamation points, and then we kind of bullet pointed exactly what that meant. And we had hanging from the bars, and when Brian was location scouting, he found this handicap accessible room that actually had bars in it. So apparently some handicapped people may have been having sex in that room, but